Welcome in to NFL Daily. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping at checkout when you use the promo code CHAT. Coming up on today's show, we're talking about Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and also Tony Pollard with their contract negotiation updates. Let's start with Saquon Barkley. Reports are that a deadline deal doesn't seem likely for Saquon Barkley, that something will get done by today's deadline of 4 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon. Barkley, they placed the franchise tag on him, remember, back in March, but as far as a long-term deal goes, it seems like that doesn't appear to be going to get done, at least by this deadline. Here is an update that was tweeted out this morning. Neither side seems overly optimistic at this point that a deal gets done today for Saquon Barkley and the Giants by the franchise tag deadline at 4 p.m. Eastern per sources. Less than 8 hours to go, but lots of work to be done in order to get to the finish line. So doesn't seem likely, doesn't mean it's impossible, but the odds are stacked against Saquon Barkley at this point of getting a deal done. So where does this situation stand right now? Well, according to reports, the best offer that Barkley got in guaranteed money was around $19.5 million. And Barkley is seeking a deal that would pay him around $16 million per year. And where Saquon Barkley is coming at this is that he's not necessarily wanting to play on the franchise tag, right? He wants that long-term deal. And there's serious questions. There was a report from ESPN's Diana Rossini within the last few days that Barkley could potentially sit out Week 1 to take his stance to force trying to get said extension, that he's willing to hold out to get that money if so needed. And so with that, what type of player would the Giants be paying if they were to keep Saquon Barkley around? Well, you look at the numbers the last 4 seasons, Saquon Barkley's been fantastic, in particular this past year where he was coming off the best season of his career with over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4.4 yards per carry. And what's interesting about Saquon Barkley's situation as opposed to, let's say, Josh Jacobs, who we'll talk about later, the Giants are in win-now mode. They're coming off a playoff appearance last year. There's a lot of excitement in New York. And with Daniel Jones, the money they've paid Daniel Jones, they need Saquon Barkley in order to be effective, to get the most they can out of this offense. So it's a fascinating situation, but as of right now, at least, and things could change, at least before this deadline. Where things stand right now, a deal doesn't look like it's going to get done. So we'll see. Does that mean a holdout? Does that mean a trade possibly in the works? We'll continue to monitor the situation as we get more information. So, predicted for me, will Saquon Barkley play for the Giants Week 1? What do you think? That's our pinned comment today. Y for yes, N for no. Tell me in the comment section if you think Saquon's going to play Week 1 or not. Y for yes, N for no. Folks, we're talking about the NFL each and every day here on NFL Daily with daily news and rumors. We're also bringing you breaking news, mailbags, live shows, watch parties, and more right here on NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Subscribe now for free today for the latest happenings across the National Football League. If you're a diehard NFL fan, this is the channel for you. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV to subscribe for free. Now, the latest on Josh Jacobs. Similar to Saquon Barkley, reports are that Jacobs is not close to a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. And according to reports, the gap is simply too big between what the Raiders' offer is and what Josh Jacobs' asking price is. Jacobs is looking for a 3-year deal that would pay him around $40 million in that stretch. And we've seen when it comes to sitting out and the rumblings that are out there, Josh Jacobs, according to the speculation and rumors, has been kind of the most aggressive when it comes to potentially being just sitting out. So he would also, when you look at where the Raiders are at, they're the least competitive of the 3 teams we're talking about today, would more than likely be the most likely player to be traded among these 3 that could be shipped off and end up somewhere else and go to a contending team. So Josh Jacobs, his situation, we'll continue to monitor. We'll show you some numbers on Jacobs here in just a second, but his chances of staying in Las Vegas we'll continue to monitor at this point. If you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you skate from pubes to bum. That's right, this is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming are making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code CHAT. And you may be asking, what is included in this offer that we're giving you of 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com/chat? Well, we have the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. It has everything you need to prepare for that summer bod. They have built the ultimate grooming bundle for your summer grooming. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor with a new multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock and gives you the ability to turn on the 4K LED spotlight on and off when they need to be more precise when it comes to your shave. Waterproof as well, so that always helps. We're also offering the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, and we'll include 2 gifts in the Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, the Shed Travel Bag as well, and it's a great deal. So what are you waiting for? Get yours now, 20% off plus free shipping just for our viewers of NFL Daily at manscaped.com/chat. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com/chat for more. So this is what the situation is on Josh Jacobs. Dov Kleiman tweeted this out a couple days ago, that Josh Jacobs won't show up to training camp without a new deal, that this is going to turn into a holdout from this point forward. The team reportedly, has till 1 o'clock Pacific time today to reach that new deal. And so with that, pressure's on for the Raiders to figure this out one way or the other when it comes to Josh Jacobs. And Josh Jacobs has been as good as arguably anybody in the National Football League in most recent memory. As you look back at this past season in 2022, he led the league in rushing with over 1,600 yards, nearly 5 yards a carry, and 12 touchdowns, the best season of his career. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler as well. Josh Jacobs has been fantastic. So if he does indeed hold out and they trade him, you have to think there would be some market of some sorts for Josh Jacobs, who's coming off some really good football at this point in time. Update on Tony Pollard next, but first, will the Raiders trade Josh Jacobs? What do you think? Will they trade him? T for trade, K for keep. Tell us what you think in the comments section. T for trade, K for keep, and let me know what you think happens with Josh Jacobs. Now to Tony Pollard. Now, very similar to the other two. A deal is not expected to get done for Tony Pollard, but his situation is different in this way. According to reports from NFL Network's Jane Slater, he will play on the franchise tag and is expected to be the leader for the Dallas Cowboys this upcoming season in their backfield, as Slater tweeted this out. Can confirm multiple reports that Cowboys running back Tony Pollard is expected to play on the $10.1 million franchise tag signed back in March. Interestingly enough, when I asked how far apart both sides were, a source tells me there wasn't an extensive discussion about a long-term deal. So with Jacobs and with Saquon Barkley, their situations, we're talking about holdouts, trades, and all that. Tony Pollard appears to be content with playing on that franchise tag and reporting as normal. And when you look at Tony Pollard, remember, he suffered that broken fibula back in the NFC Divisional Round. So he's coming off that injury. And this season's a huge opportunity. With Ezekiel Elliott not there, at least right now anyway, he is the guy leading this backfield for the Dallas Cowboys. And he said that when it comes to his injury situation, that he expects to be a full go, ready to go in time for training camp. The numbers from Tony Pollard last year had over 1,000 yards rushing with 5.2 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. He was really solid last year for the Dallas Cowboys there in 16 games played. So before we go, I want to ask you one more question here on today's show. And I'm very curious what you guys think. Who gets paid? Who's the most likely to get a deal done? We've told you that it doesn't sound very optimistic for any of them, but if you had to pick one, who's most likely to get paid? If it's Saquon, type SB for Saquon Barkley. If it's Josh Jacobs, type JJ for Josh Jacobs. If it's Tony Pollard, type TP for Tony Pollard, and let me know in the comments section below. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads as well, at Tyler Jones 5. You can find me there, and I'll see you next time, right here on NFL Daily.